Manhattan federal court pleaded not guilty to multiple charges. Prosecutors allege that Combs was the head of a years-long criminal enterprise trafficking and abusing women. Dan Abrams is standing by. But first, our senior investigative correspondent, Aaron Katersky, is at the Metropolitan Detention Center in Brooklyn. Good morning, Aaron.
And good morning to you, Robin. Sean Combs is waking up in this grim, decrepit federal jail, and he's going back to court today. When he came into court the first time in his black T-shirt and gray sweatpants, he appeared momentarily stunned as he took in his new reality as a criminal defendant.
We make hits that'll rearrange your whole set, and got a Benz that I ain't even drove yet.
This morning, Sean Diddy Combs is behind bars, locked up on racketeering and sex trafficking charges that make the music mogul sound like a monster.
Between at least 2008 and the present, Combs abused, threatened, and coerced victims to fulfill his sexual desires, protect his reputation, and conceal his conduct.
2, 3.
Combs, seen here smiling with his children the day before his arrest, is being held without bail. With several of his children watching in court, Combs pleaded not guilty to charges he led a criminal enterprise that subjected young women to violence, use of firearms, threats, coercion, and verbal, emotional, physical, and sexual abuse. The 14-page indictment alleging Combs manipulated women to participate in highly orchestrated performances of sexual activity with male prostitutes called freak-offs.
He used the embarrassing and sensitive recordings he made of the freak-offs as collateral against the victims.
Prosecutors said authorities seized the records along with firearms, drugs, and more than 1,000 bottles of baby oil and lubricant during raids last March on Diddy's homes in Miami and Los Angeles. The indictment describes aggressive, open, violent, hedonistic abuse that you say was recurrent and widely known. Why did it take law enforcement so long to intervene? How many women were victimized by Sean Combs, and how many others were involved?
Look, our investigation is ongoing. We are committed to bringing justice to everyone who's been victimized by the defendant. I can't tell you why it took so long. I think the better focus is on the fact that we are here today, and we are committed to making sure that justice is done.
His attorney promising a vigorous defense, saying those freak-offs were nothing more than consenting adults experiencing intimacy.
I'm going to fight like hell to get him released, and he should be released with all that he's done and coming here voluntarily.
I thought I told you that we won't stop. I thought I told you that we won't stop.
Combs has been the focus of a criminal investigation since former girlfriend and singer Cassie Ventura sued him for sexual and physical abuse, Diddy settling a day later without admitting wrongdoing. But the criminal charges include a description of this violent 2016 video obtained by CNN. Combs seen throwing Cassie to the ground and kicking her. He issued this apology shortly after.
And I hit rock bottom, but I make no excuses.
Susie Siegel was Diddy's assistant from 2008 to 2009 after winning the reality show I Want to Work for Diddy. And she says although she never witnessed abuse, her former boss is finally being held accountable.
He thought that all the money that he has accumulated over all these years could potentially shield him. Justice is actually being served. It took a while, but it is being served.
The judge said she was concerned that this is a crime that happens behind closed doors, so she ordered Combs into custody. He's appealing that decision and will return to court today to ask for release on bail. But guys, if Diddy is convicted as charged, he's potentially looking at decades in prison. Guys.
All right, Aaron, our thanks to you. We're going to bring in our chief legal analyst, Dan Abrams. So let's pick up on what Aaron was just saying, how the judge denied bail. Yeah. Combs is going to appeal. What are his chances?
Not great. Look, typically when you talk about bail, it's presumed, meaning someone's presumed innocent. So you're presumed that you get bail. Not in this kind of crime. In this kind of crime, bail is not presumed. Furthermore, you've got the problem that he's accused of intimidating witnesses, of trying to interfere with the investigation. None of that helps him in his argument that he should get bail. So he's going to now make similar arguments that he made yesterday to a different judge. I think it's still unlikely he's going to get that bail. But we'd see. There's still a shot.
And prosecutor, they laid out the evidence. So how strong is the case, and what could the defense be?
Right. So an indictment always looks strong. And I think that one of the strongest parts of this case is going to be that there isn't just one witness. This isn't just about Cassie. There are going to be multiple witnesses who are going to be testifying. The defense is trying to portray this as, oh, there's going to be one witness. No, no, no. There are going to be a lot of witnesses who are going to come forward. The defense is going to be that there was no coercion here, right? This is not a crime about the assault that we saw on that video. This is a crime about coercing people to engage in sex trafficking and other conduct, and you're going to have to be able to prove that coercion. The defense is going to say you can't prove it.
What does this mean for the civil suit and the alleged victims?
Yeah, so first of all, let's remember that the only reason this probably came forward is because of the civil lawsuits, right? She files the civil lawsuit. A day later, it's settled, but suddenly the doors are wide open. New civil lawsuits come forward. The investigation is reinvigorated, et cetera. So all of those civil cases, they'll be able to use whatever evidence